My biggest art influences are the wonderful artists that I see in the art museum. I always say that you need to get out of your house, get off Pinterest, and get yourself to a museum or a gallery where you can look at real artwork. And it's so inspiring. Get as close as the guards will let you look until they blow their whistle and they want you to stand back a little bit. I love Jasper Johns. He's a collage and a mixed media artist. Rauschenberg are two of my really favorite early influences as well. Definitely Google their work. And I would say almost all the mixed media artists working today, I find influence from all of their work as well. I learned to make art by teaching myself. I just had this innate desire to create. I come from a really creative family, so we always did creative things at home. But I just wanted to be a mixed media artist, and for a long time I thought that I couldn't. I don't know if anybody else has that problem. We talk negatively to ourselves, we think we can't, and I just decided one day I wanted to try. So I've always kept a regular journal. I have 18 volumes of a journal on my shelf. So I discovered scrapbooking, and then I discovered rubber stamping, and from there came mixed media. And then art journaling came in 2004. That's when I began. And it was a really natural fit for me because I was already writing myself on paper. I was already putting myself down. It was very comfortable for me. And so it's a natural marriage to marry that art that I love to do with the words that I love to write as well. But I am self-taught. I feel like you can want to learn something and you can teach yourself. When I was little, I wanted to be a teacher. I used to play school with my siblings, and I always got to be the teacher. I wanted to be an English teacher, and I wanted to be a mom, so I love my role as a mother as well, but I've always wanted to be a teacher, and what's fun is that's kind of where I ended up. I got an English degree in school and became a technical writer for a few years, BK, before kids. And then I was in the trenches with 3 little boys in 4 years, and then I naturally ended up back to teaching in a way. So I love what I do. Teaching art is my passion, and I'm so happy that I get to do it. Now when I grow up, what do I want to be is, I don't want to grow up. I think when mixed media kind of goes the way of all crafts are cyclical and they're popular and then they're not. I'm going to still be doing this in my studio. I want to be an artist. I want to keep making art and keep putting myself on paper and making my mark on the world and leaving something that my children will be proud of. The thing I struggle with most in my art is feeling like I'm not good. I always say that art journaling is about expression and it's not about making good pages, and I really do believe that. I feel like every page has value. Every page is a lesson learned. So you do something and think, "Ugh, don't do that again," or you think, "Oh, that was great, I'm gonna do that again." And so everything is worthwhile, but I will still make drawings, make pages that I think, "Oh, I can't believe I did that." And I will write on them, "Ugh," or I will write, "This didn't turn out." One time I wrote, "Paralyzed by my own lack of skill." I wrote that right on the drawing because I mean, we all go through that kind of negative self-doubt stuff. I try to keep it at bay, but I do worry that I'm not good, or, every now and then something good happens and I think, whew, I can do this. The thing that I'm most proud of in my art is that I have taught myself how to draw. So for so many years, I said that I use stamps and stencils because I can't draw. The very first online class that I filmed that I did myself, I'm on camera saying I don't draw. So there's proof that I've said that. And then one year I was just so sick of myself. I was sick of my art. I was sick of not progressing in my art, which is why taking classes is really important for all of us. Because if you take a class, it kind of bumps you up a little bit. But I decided I was sick of the I can'ts and I wanted to try. So I thought, why can't I? And I drew a really simple face. It was not that great, but it was the best I had ever done up to that point. And I was thrilled. I did somersaults, backflips. I should have gone and bought a lottery ticket. I was so happy. And I realized that I could do it. And so can you. And that's what I'm really proud of, that I overcame those obstacles that we put upon ourselves. And those are self-imposed. Those obstacles really are. They're not coming from anyone else but us. And I overcame it, and it's brought me a lot of joy in my mixed media and my art, being able to draw. The most rewarding thing for me to teach is a class that I call Introduction to Art Journaling, because the people that take that class are new to mixed media often. They're worried, they're wondering if they can do it, and I love to empower them. I love to show them that what I do, anyone can do. I firmly believe that you can't do this wrong, and that you have to give yourself permission to make ugly art. I have journals and journals full of bad, ugly art, and I still like them because I learned and I grew. And so I love that class. I love teaching people that they can do it. And in kind of in the same vein, I love the introduction face drawing class that I teach. People walk in daring me to teach them. They walk in kind of like, I dare you. And I always make them draw a before portrait so they can see how far they've come in a matter of time. And one time a woman was so mad that she had to draw a before portrait that she drew a triangle. That was it. And by the end, she was thrilled because she may not be drawing the way she wants to be drawing, because no one's going to be drawing perfectly in 3 hours. I'm still on my drawing journey. I'm still learning. I hope I never stop. But she learned she could do it. She went from a triangle to a person. And that's really fun as a teacher for me to witness people grow like that. Why do I draw so many faces is I like to draw things that look back at me. I think it's kind of fun to give life. I mentioned before that I have an English degree and I love story, I love books. If you want to talk about books, send me an email, I can talk about it for hours. And I think that when you create something that looks back at you, you're creating a narrative. You're creating a narrative for this person. And sometimes your narrative goes into it and it's meaningful, and sometimes it's just fun. It's just play. And I enjoy that. I like that. My color story is bright neon 1980s. Stand in line at the Madonna concert, bright. I love bright colors. People always ask me, well, what do you have against brown? And I don't have anything against brown. Brown's a great color. Brown's my mother's favorite color. And brown's important, but I love the neon and the bright, and it just makes me happy and cheery. Maybe because I live in Arizona and everything's brown. I crave those bright colors, but I'm definitely a child of the 80s. So bring me the brights any day. So I always say that art is my gospel. So I have gospel according to Dina. And if you listen to a different artist, you'll have that artist's gospel. And there are as many gospels as there are hands that do this. And that's one of the things that I love about mixed media is I have one way, and then Amy has one way, and Brittany has one way, and Rick has one way. And that's the wonderful thing is you can find your way by learning from all of us, and then we'll in turn learn from you. So the goal here, again, is expression, not to make awesome art, but just to make a lot. And when you make a lot, eventually awesome art comes to be. When you take a photograph, I think I read a National Geographic photographer say, for every photograph that was published in a magazine, they took thousands and thousands of photographs, something like 20,000 or something like that. That's an amazing difference. For the one that was photographed, so many were taken. Art journaling is kind of that way. Mixed media is kind of that way. It's not instant gratification. It takes practice. And so fill up a journal a month. Make lots of pages because you grow as an artist, and then the magic does start to happen when you put the work in. So that's kind of my gospel, my philosophy, and I hope you make art. So people will sometimes come to my classes and say, well, how long have you been doing this? And they're surprised to hear that I've been journaling for 10 years. And so it's funny to hear it around the interwebs that mixed media, have you heard about this new thing? It's called mixed media. And there's a bunch of us sitting back thinking, huh? Because we've been doing this for a long time. And there are people that have been doing it way longer than I have as well. Yet right now it's kind of the big trendy thing, which I love. The more people that do this, the better. I think we'll be happier, and good things come from art making in general. Good things come personally and then come to us as a community and as a society in art making. And so the more people that make art, the better. But it does seem to be the trendy thing right now. And I'm not really sure where it's going to go, except that I think this is popular now because it doesn't involve your photograph and your memory. Scrapbooking, and I'm a scrapbooker, and so I love scrapbooking, but there's pressure with scrapbooking because it's your photo, so it's your memory, and you feel like you have to capture it for generations, whereas this is a lot more internal. This is more personal. Nobody needs to look at this but me, even though I share it with the whole internet, but this really is a personal form of art. So in that sense, I hope that it lasts a little bit longer than other hobbies, and scrapbooking will never go away, I don't think, but it's kind of on the down, waning downwards a little bit right now. I hope this doesn't wane because this is such a freer, more fulfilling way to make art, in my personal opinion. But right now it is trendy. I mean, things are trendy. Drawing faces is trendy right now. There are certain trends that are fun. But the bottom line is, if there's a trend out there, if you think the faces are not for me, go your own way. And if I can't think of any other type of art than mixed media that does allow for that personal side track. There's kind of this main track that people are on, and there's so many sideways and highways this way and inroads and outroads. So don't be afraid to be the one that goes in and out. And if you're not into the trend, that's okay. But don't let the trend stop you from making the kind of art that you want to make. When all this goes away, and it will, I will still be in my studio doing this. I will be in my studio making my art journals. I'm compelled to put myself on paper. I have to do it, or I go kookier than I already am. So for the sake of myself and my family, I will always be sitting in my studio making my art. And I hope you will too. I feel like this will stand the test of time more than maybe, you know, a little paper craft that comes and goes. And that's why you should start now. Don't wait, begin now and start filling those journals up. Because I wish I would have done this 20 years ago. I wish I started my regular journal when I was 9. If I would have been doing this since I was 9, I would be such a better artist. So make art, bottom line, make it.